What's going on YouTube? Rob A here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Revoltech Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo. This is of course the Revoltech version of the Ninja Turtles Leonardo, the leader of the group, and yeah, you know, I wasn't really on board fully with these guys. Well, alright, let me roll back a little bit. I think it was maybe Toy Fair or somewhere, one of the San Diego, somewhere. We saw pictures of the Revoltech Ninja Turtles, and I was blown away, so excited. And then later on, when I saw like pictures of them out of the like actual, you know, photos of the figures themselves, I was kind of like, meh, I don't know how I feel about those, but you know, I'll pre-order the first two. Well, I pre-ordered all of them, but let me pre-order these guys and see what they're like in hand. And now seeing him in the package here, I am super glad I kept the pre-orders because they look really nice. Revoltech can be really hit or miss with me because of the jointing system, the way that it works. And you can see he's got some very visible joints here and there, like on his shoulders especially. But for the most part, this guy looks pretty good in the package. So in the package, you've got a nice pizza. That's pretty cool. Leonardo, of course, his sword, his katana. He's got the Revoltech stand and an alternate face. And I believe they have movable eyes. I'm not sure if it's like, you know, usually you take the face off and you can move the eyes around, but we'll see how that goes. On the back here, you can see, I don't know, something to do with their thing, their little headband, and he's got the stand here, so you can do all kinds of jumps and stuff. Super posable, really nice, really cool, and I'm just super excited to have him in hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy open, check him out, and we will be back in just a moment. Alright guys, so here we have Revoltech Leonardo, and yes, your ears do not deceive you. In the time between my recording the packaging video and this video here, I've come down with a cold, so I do apologize in advance. There may be some coughing and hacking of lungs, so just bear with me. But here is Leonardo, and I have to say, in the last couple of days that I've had this guy and messed around with him, he's definitely grown on me. I will point out that I do hate Revoltech joints in general. I don't really think they work all that terribly well, but they're doing the job, so there you go. Leo has some accessories that we'll go over real quick here. He's got a little stand. As you can see, it's just a New York City sewer grate or sewer manhole cover, just on the bottom there, and then you can it's got a little plug here, a little hole, and you can just plug in this little drain pipe. And it's got a little Revoltech joint attached to it here, and there's also a hole you can stick another one or move this one over if you'd rather have him, you know, in a pose kind of going this way rather than this way. Alright, and you can use that and just plug it right in. He's got a little hole in the back of his shell. It's on the bottom, so it's really unobtrusive, but it sits there just fine. You can also remove these, the scabbards for his katana. I'm not going to do that unless it happens accidentally, which is entirely possible. So, he's also got a pizza. Very cool. And it's an 8-slice pizza, and each slice can come right off the little tray here. And you can see it's keyed. Each slice is keyed, so you can figure out easily where it goes back on the pizza pan. And there you go. It comes with a little plastic pizza for your little Revoltech turtles to eat. So that's pretty neat, actually. I'll probably get a lot of fun use out of this. We've also got an alternate head. Here it is, kind of Leo's shocked face. And as you can see, there's no bandana on the back here. It's just got a little plug, and I'll show you what that's about. So first you remove Leonardo's head and apparently neck. Then you pop the head itself off. Okay. You pop the new shocked head on, like so. And now you can unplug the, well, okay. And here's the problem with Revoltech joints. Well, the point is, you can take this joint out. It's got a peg on both ends, and you can plug it right into the back of his head here, like so, and then you plug the whole thing in, just like so, and there you go. Now he's got a shocked face. Not a fan of it. Not going to be using it. Wouldn't be prudent. So we're just going to put his normal head right back on. Very cool. And while I've got the head going, you can see his eyes are, well, now they're his baby blues. So basically, you've got a little thingamajiggy back here, and you use the bandana to move his eyes back and forth. He's got them shifty eyes. And if you pull it all the way to one side or the other, actually, it's got a little bit of blue left on this side, so it usually works best to push it all the way over here, where it still has just a smidge of blue left. But it blends in with the mask, so you really don't see it. But he's got the whited out, angry eyes. So, really, actually, kind of a cool feature. I do wish they had figured out a better way to put his head together other than just the front come off, because I saw this seam and I just assumed that it was for changing the faces, but when I found it was all kind of included in here. You know, it would have been nicer just to have it like either farther back, just so he doesn't have the seam like right down the middle of his head, but it is what it is. So you get that, and he's got some nice range of movement in his head. Of course, he's got the double jointed neck, so you can look up, you look down, of course side to side, inquisitive head, you know. So he's got nice, well, not ball joints, but Revoltech joints in the shoulders, but because of the way that they're made, he's always kind of got his shoulders hunched forward, which is kind of a bummer. He does have a waist crunch, or an ab crunch, which is really, really cool. He's got the elbow going on here. He's got the wrist as well, swivel and pivot. His legs are rather limited by the Revoltech joints, just because of the sculpting here. You can only get it, you know, about that far out, and then he really can't bend his legs out to the sides at all unless you kind of fudge it and just push his legs out like that and then turn. So but he's got a knee, and he can of course rotate. He's got a nice ball jointed foot, or I think it's a ball joint or a Revoltech joint that acts as a ball joint. Either way, he's got a lot of nice movement in his foot, so pretty cool. His hands are also jointed, all of his fingers, all three of his fingers, and you can see his katana just sit right in there, and they have a little peg right here. Mine's got a little paint splotch. That's okay, but they're very nice hard plastic, and they slide right into the scabbards on his back, just like so. And you can actually get him, whoops, see, Revoltech joints, not my favorite, but with a little finagling, you can get him to actually grab his katana right out of his scabbards, which is pretty cool. I have to say that's a cool effect. But he does have the Revoltech joints on each finger, so he does grip his swords very, very tightly. They don't wiggle at all. Like, you can do that, and it's pretty good. So very, very cool. The paintwork is really nicely done. It's simple, but it really does get the feel of the show across very well. Yeah, I have to say, I do really like these guys. The Revoltech joints, however, just take some getting used to, because they're just really not my favorites. Like, if when I first got this guy, I had to take a couple of the joints out completely using pliers and just turn them around and stick them back in. And I don't think you should have to really do that. with your action figures. But the end result is a really, really cool looking Ninja Turtle that honestly looks like it just popped right off the screen from the show. And I think that's a really, really nicely done figure overall. So definitely recommend for me for these guys. I'm quite fond of the two that I have. The other two should be arriving, I believe, today if I can catch the FedEx guy. I like to put him in the kind of alright, the pose I had him in before. So yeah, really cool Revoltech Leonardo. I can't wait to have all four brothers here together, and hopefully they'll make a shredder. That would be awesome. But that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.